Welcome to the first Chelsea Weekly Transfer Talk. We're going to do this every Friday, maybe Sunday, depending on when I have time. Anyways, it's going to be a weekly episode, as short as possible, going over all the transfer news for Chelsea during that week. Of course, we know in the coming weeks we're going to hear more and more speculations, more and more news with regards to players coming in and players coming out. Now, at the time of making this video, we're still waiting for the official announcement of Enzo Maresca. It should happen any time now. But one thing is certain, it's not going to be the same contract length as Pochettino. It's probably going to be one that will last until 2030. Now, Chelsea being Chelsea, just because the contract is for the next 6 years, does not mean that the guy could not get sacked in the next 12 to 18 months, right? If we don't see any results, I don't think management will wait so long to sack him and look for someone new. But as I discussed in the last video, if you missed that, it's going to be in top right corner. I think most big Chelsea accounts don't know what they're saying when saying, oh, we should be lowering our standards because he comes from Leicester, from the Championship, etc., etc. No, I think he is a top coach, and I think we're going to see quite some improvements next season. We have seen already some improvements with Pochettino, whether you like to believe it or not. And I think next season, with the fundamentals, with the foundations that we have built with Pochettino, I think we will go to the next level. Now, going into the transfer talks, I first want to talk about Fabrizio Romano and what he said a couple of weeks ago. He said it's going to be a pretty busy summer for Chelsea. He said that Benjamin Sesko is highly rated at Chelsea. And again, keep an eye on Sesko and Chelsea. So, with that said, let's first start with Armando Broja. So, Armando Broja, one of the names on AS Monaco shortlist for new striker to replace Ben Yedder as per BBC, but there are more options. AS Monaco priority is a young striker and Broja will leave Chelsea on a permanent deal. Really depends how much this club Chelsea, are asking for him. I don't think we're going to sell him for 30 million. I think it's going to be quite less. There was also a report that Southampton, a club Broja already played for, are considering a move for him. The Chelsea striker has had mixed time after his loan spell and therefore requires some analysis. Well, in my opinion, I think he will do well with Southampton, and if he wants, let's say, a big move afterwards, maybe Monaco could be the right fit for him. But like I said, I don't think anyone would pay over 25 million for Armando Broja, and especially not if we're talking about clubs like Monaco or Southampton. I think if we can get 20 million for him, we should be happy. Then moving forward to some more bigger news, and I'm talking here about Benjamin Sesko. So apparently he said yes to a move to Arsenal as Gunners line up £45 million deal, according to John Cross of The Mirror. But we've already heard Fabrizio Romano talk about Sesko, talk about Chelsea, the links there. We are interested, we appreciate the player, etc., etc. Now, this was a tweet from back in 2022, August 3rd, 2022, when he was playing for Red Bull Salzburg. So, Chelsea had a meeting with agent of Benjamin Sesko last week, which was 2 years ago. Manchester United had more than one direct meeting, and there's also another club in the race. The decision is up to the player in the next days, as Red Bull Salzburg hope to keep him for one more year. Of course, we know he went to Leipzig, and now Leipzig probably also wants to keep him for an extra year. But it's not the first time that Chelsea were looking or are looking at this striker. So let's see what happens in the coming days. I'm pretty sure we're going to sign a big name striker. It really depends on how much they're asking, how much we're willing to pay, and how much the player wants to earn at Chelsea. Why am I saying that? Well, because the next player, which is Victor Osimhen, has a salary of 12 million euros or pounds, can't really remember, or maybe he's asking that. And that's probably something that Chelsea do not want to pay right now. We're already navigating some muddy waters with regards to financial fair play, financial rules, etc., which is why we're looking to sell the likes of Gallagher and Trevor Chalobah, because that's going to be pure profit, which in my opinion, again, is a mistake. More on that in just a second. But I think with Victor Osimhen, the problem here is that, one, we have to deal with Napoli. And dealing with Napoli is not easy. They will probably be asking quite a lot of money for him. Second of all, with Antonio Conte coming in, we're not sure whether or not he would like to sell his marquee striker. Or Maybe they do want to sell, they want to raise a lot of money and then sign a bunch of other players. Could very well be. Then, of course, we are trying to unload Lukaku, which we know Conte likes Lukaku. Maybe there can be a deal there, but so far, nothing yet. And with regards to Osimhen specifically, Fabrizio Romano here saying, Chelsea will sign new striker this summer as part of next season plans, but no negotiations or talks taking place for Victor Osimhen with or without Lukaku in the deal. Chelsea are not planning to go for Osimhen as of now. Lukaku and Broja expected to leave. He also said, Chelsea and Napoli are currently not working on swap deal between Osimhen and Lukaku. Chelsea insists on £38 million release clause for any club keen on signing Romelu Lukaku this summer. So, again, remains to be seen. We know there have been talk with John Obi Mikel, with Drogba about Osimhen. I'm sure he would like to join Chelsea, but with his wages, with the price that they're asking, I think it's going to be an impossible deal to make. Unless something drastically changes, unless they do want Romelu Lukaku, and then the price is reduced, and then somehow he manages to lower his wages demand, remains to be seen. But to me personally, if we can get Benjamin Sesko for half the price of Osimhen, I think we should go for him. I'm not saying we should go for the cheaper player, but also the lesser player, because I do think that Benjamin Sesko is going to be a world-class striker. He's already a very, very good striker right now. Fast, physical, goal-scoring, pretty smart as well. So paying half of what Napoli is asking, plus probably his wages are going to be way less than 12 million. In my opinion, it's a no-brainer. It's not going to be like, oh, Victor Osimhen rejected Chelsea, so we go with Sesko. No, I think those are the options right now. I'm sure there are plenty of other options out there. I've been hearing some rumors of maybe we're looking at Alexander Isak, which of course is also a good option, but I think Newcastle is going to ask quite a lot of money for him if somebody were to come and get him. So, in my opinion, Sesko have around 60 million, I believe that was the price they were asking, or the release clause right now. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer in my opinion. Then moving on to maybe some wishful thinking, but I'm talking here about Ronald Araujo from Barcelona. I think he could be the ideal defender to replace Thiago Silva. Of course, wishful thinking, because I don't know, his release clause, probably like many other Barcelona players, is through the roof. But according to Mundo Deportivo, Chelsea have joined the race to sign Barcelona's defender Araujo. And according to Bailey here, Chelsea and Manchester United have asked to be kept informed of the Araujo situation at Barcelona. Of course, now with Hansi Flick coming in, probably a lot of things will get sorted for Barcelona going into the next transfer window. But in my opinion, if we're looking to add a center back, a talented one with experience, I think this guy here is a no-brainer. You partner him up with Colwill, and I think we're going to perform quite well. This also means that probably, yes, we are going to sell Chalobah, which in my opinion, we should not. I think we should try and offload one of the other two or three, Fofana, Badiashile, or Disasi. But the question there is, who's going to pay the price, right? Because we overpaid for Badiashile and Disasi. We overpaid, I think, together, 75 million? Are they better than Chalobah? In my opinion, no. And Chalobah cost us zilch. So, yeah, and I'm not even going to talk about Fofana because he cost us so much and he's never playing. Maybe this preseason can change my mind, or maybe this preseason he can suddenly play well and then we're going to find buyers, because I'm pretty sure there are no buyers for Fofana right now, because who wants to buy someone that is always injured? That's a problem, and that's something I have said a year ago, or more than a year ago, before we signed him. But I don't manage the club. Moving on to option number 2, and to be honest, is not a bad option at all. And that's the Bologna left back slash center back, because he plays center, he's a center back, he can also play left back, which is great for us, won't cost us that much, and that's Bologna left back, center back, Riccardo Calafiori. Now, the problem here is a small problem. I think we can solve that problem pretty easily. It's not the 22 million euros that he's going to cost us, but it's the fact that probably he would like to follow Thiago Motta to Juventus. But on the positive side here is that back when he was at Basel, he said this: I have two images, going back to Italy, perhaps Rome, Well, he went to Bologna. Or my dream would be to play in the Premier League. I really like West Ham or Chelsea. Now, I don't know why he said West Ham, but I'm already liking the guy because the fact he said West Ham or Chelsea and completely left out Spurs and Arsenal. So to me, that's already a big win. And 22 million euros for that player, I mean, I watched him a handful of times, which for me is already enough to be convinced that he is very, very good. Maybe I watched the 5 games that he played like an insane guy. But 22 million euros for what I've seen, plus he can play center back and left back. I mean, can we go wrong? In my opinion, no. But again, remains to be seen whether or not he would really, really love to join Juventus and follow Thiago Motta, or he wouldn't mind a move to the Premier League. Because if he wouldn't mind a move to the Premier League, then I think we should go and get him. Moving on to the players we are probably going to sell or loan out. So, of course, we've talked about Gallagher. Now I'm hearing some talks about we are asking 50 million or more, which is okay. Because previously there was like 35, 40 million. Those rumors were circulating. I was like, what the heck is this? 50 or more? Okay. Even though I'm still not okay selling him. But if someone is willing to pay maybe the same amount as Mason Mount, then I guess I guess we'll have to sell him, although there are plenty of other players that I would sell before Conor Gallagher. But then again, like I said, I'm not the one managing the club. And one other, as we've said, Trevor Chalobah. Manchester United are considering a move for Chelsea's 24-year-old English centre-back Trevor Chalobah. The price tag, the price that we've put on him is a joke. 25, 30 million euros or something like that. It's a complete joke. If a Premier League wants to buy him, we should double it. Outside of the Premier League, okay, lower it a little bit. But 25 million, that's an absolute joke. Then another youngster here is Omari Hutchinson. My view on this scenario right now is that we should loan him out for another season with Ipswich in the Premier League, get him more experience with the Premier League, and I'm pretty sure that after that season, we could be asking way more than 20 million pounds because Ipswich wants to buy that player on a permanent basis, on a permanent transfer, shall I say. 20 million, I mean, it's okay. It's another big chunk of profit for the club. But if we're selling him for 20 million, then I would love to have a buyback clause that is maybe around 30 million or so, or maybe we get a bigger percentage when they eventually sell him to another big club. Because I think he's a huge talent, and selling him for just 20 million, not enough in my opinion. Not enough. I would rather have him have a full season with Ipswich on loan again. And then you will see next season, because I'm pretty sure he's going to perform quite well for Ipswich. Next season, you could probably ask double that amount. So remains to be seen. But if we sell him this summer, another chunk of money that gets into our pockets, well, the club's pockets, and then we can do whatever we want. Last couple of things here is one that we've talked about before. Leeds player Summerville. He's believed to be the first signing this summer for Chelsea. He's seen as a winger who can offer both offensive and defensive cover. He's been an excellent player for Leeds, actually. Also, I've watched a handful of games, and to be honest, he's the standout player there. Plus, he would cost around 30 million pounds. And I think for 30 million pounds for this player, yes, how many wingers do we need? I know. But he plays on the right, so no more right wingers. This time we can put him on the left. I think he can offer sometimes way more than Mudryk. And of course, remains to be seen what happens with Raheem Sterling, whether he stays as a club or not, and how are we going to play him in the new Maresca system. But 30 million pounds for him, I think it's another one that we should definitely go for. Then moving to the last category, and that's the goalkeepers one. So, according to Rudy Galletti, Diogo Costa has been approached by Chelsea, which are looking for a new goalkeeper. Porto are open to selling the Portuguese goalkeeper in the summer in case an offer is deemed satisfactory. We already have plenty of goalkeepers, but apparently not enough, right? We've got Petrovic, we've got Kepa, we've got Sanchez, Bertinelli, Solina, and what? We need a sixth one? Of course, we are going to sell or loan out a couple of others, but still, this will be like our fourth goalkeeper in a year and a half or so. To me, it just doesn't make any sense. Of course, we're looking for goalkeepers that might fit the system better. But come on, how many of those transfers are we willing to make? Because we're linked with two other goalkeepers as well. One, Filip Jorgensen from Villarreal, and the other one, James Trafford, the English one from Burnley. So, yeah, I guess we're going to get another goalkeeper this summer because Maresca is not happy with the one we're having right now. But to me, it just doesn't sit well because I think Petrovic has had a good season, all things considered. I don't really see him as a second option, but yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know what's going to happen. Because if we sign one of these guys, right, we're going to sign one of these guys to be the number one goalkeeper. I highly doubt we're going to sign Trafford or Jorgensen or Diogo Costa to be the second goalkeeper for Chelsea. I find it very, very hard to believe. So maybe you have an idea of how are we going to solve this goalkeeper situation. Are we going to sell Sanchez now? Are we going to sell Kepa? Petrovic? 3 goalkeepers are we going to sell and buy one new one and then maybe call back Slolina for him to be the second choice? I don't know, maybe. Because again, I don't see Petrovic being the second choice. I definitely don't see Kepa staying for another season. Robert Sanchez, is he going to be happy staying another season on the bench? I highly doubt that. So yeah, overall, those are the transfer rumors right now. In my opinion, I think we should go for Sesko. I think we should go for Summerville. I think we should go for Calafiori if we cannot get Araujo. Because if we can get Araujo, definitely get him. But if we can't, then go for the Italian one. Plus, he's versatile, can play left back or can play center back, which could be perfect for our new Maresca system, inverted fullbacks, a bit like the Guardiola role that, well, Pep Guardiola used in his City side. So, yeah, exciting times. I'm sure every week we're going to hear more players in, out. So stay tuned for that. If you enjoy this type of videos, leave it a thumbs up, subscribe if you have not, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.